Did anything happen?
I got hurt.
Roll high and subscribe.
So when we walk towards these statues and this basin, does anything move as we get closer towards it?
No, but the statues you can see become more detailed, obviously. So does the room.
Right.
And you look into the mirror and you see what? As you gaze around the room. There's not going to be any perception check because the room is very well lit.
Right.
And everyone can see everything.
So I'm going to, as we get a better view of these statues, I'm going to look into the basin to see what's inside.
There's water.
And
It's like a white, milky looking water.
no other objects are inside of this. Just
No.
a white basin.
Yeah.
I'll mage hand it to scoop some of this water and lift it up out of the basin before pouring it in. Just all looks like water. Or how's the viscosity?
Your characters heard the voices of a loved one's voice, and everyone did a wisdom save, or they're distracted and have a disadvantage on their rolls. And Seth, you passed it. Matt, give me a wisdom save. And same thing with you, Booterbot.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
But I'm so bad. I rolled with advantage. I got a 16 and a 4, if you can decide.
Okay, so you passed.
Oh, wait, do you not get your bonus on the wisdom save?
It depends on if you're proficient or if you have an additional bonus.
I mean, my wisdom bonus is +1.
A 13 for me. Sorry.
Okay, Matt, you tied. You hear the whispers of a loved one's voice. What do you hear?
Oh, God. It's me. No, I was gonna say it's someone from Cormier, my homeland.
Cormier. It's
Her name is Wilma.
Wilma.
Wilma Rom?
Wilma Tashkin from Cormier.
A fiery redhead.
And she's saying, "Oh, I love you, Matt." And so Matt says that, walking in the room, everyone's like, "What the hell?" And then Booterbot, you also hear something similar.
Well, I only have one loved one, which is Debo.
You have a memory of Debo.
Yeah.
And she says to you, "You are the greatest creation I've made," as you walk in and filling you with confidence. And Chris, you're at the basin.
Listen, yeah.
Give me a investigation now.
I'm going to guidance myself. Come on, Seth, gotta focus. A 14.
You don't really understand the point of having the basin there. You do understand that there's definitely some sort of like religious aspect to it. And when you look around and you see the statues, that they are wounded, and it looks as if the weapons of the priest that he's holding and the weapons of the warrior most likely inflicted the damage on each other, but somehow they are embracing each other.
And it looks okay.
Or scorned lovers, maybe?
Yeah.
What do you think, Chris? Let me go show.
So they're like embracing around this basin,
Yeah.
like and how tall are they?
They're not looking down at the basin, but embracing around it.
Yeah.
Say the room is like 40 feet tall. Their statues are going to be 30 feet tall.
Are they looking exactly like this?
No, they're complete.
Are there any inscriptions on or around or behind the statues? Or in any hidden compartments?
Nothing that you can see out of your eyes, no. But the mirror is reflective, and it gets all of your attention.
Seth will look back at everyone and say, I don't know. And he'll explain everything you explained to them. What do you all think? Archie?
So there's this basin, and then there's this mirror behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what weapons do the statues have?
The warrior is going to have like an axe and a sword, an axe on his back and a sword in his hand. And the priest is going to have a mace.
Oh, ask Chris, what happened when you looked in the basin?
Oh, I just saw that it was a white creamy liquid.
Did you touch it?
I mage hand scooped some up and it just looked like water. Creamy water.
All right. I dipped my water skin in it and take a sip to taste it.
Tastes like the texture of it's like milk.
A little salty.
Yeah.
It?
Yes. You feel the energy of some sort of like a peacefulness about it. Like you're okay giving up that portion of your health, your damage.
And it was sacrifice worth experiencing the problems.
I want to do an Arcana check on the liquid.
Okay.
And I will roll a 20.
Definitely magic tied between the physical property, the same physical power or magic that you feel from the physical water in the room and the liquid. You also feel a vibe coming from the mirror and the basin. And the statues you feel like are just built to represent something, but like just as everyone else feels, but you do feel that there's some sort of magic, especially more powerfully tied to the mirror. But yes, the liquid itself, you can see that it did a little harm to Harky.
I approach the mirror.
You see the mirror and you have a reflection, and it shows the PC's greatest sacrifice, not the fear. Sacrificed.
I go stand next to him real quick.
You see your own greatest sacrifice.
What do you see? For what? You see it?
When me and Devo, we had a bad harvest one year, and we didn't have enough food to feed all the animals on her farm. So we had to kill a pig and 2 goats. That was a hard day. She cried a lot. She loved those animals. Unfortunately, because she was having such a hard time with it, I had to be the one to slit the throat of the 3rd animal. Woody Elf?
The family I left behind when I set out on this journey. I knew I might never make it back to provide for them again, but they told me they were willing to be without me to support what I might find in my journey.
All right. What did we learn? I mean, other than that, it shows that we're great.
You get both of you get cool points, because that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
You have a idea that pops in your mind as this is going through. I'm seeing the thing that your greatest sacrifice, that this room, the power of the White Skull, a lot of it's focused about love and redemption and all that, but a lot of it has to do with sacrifice and the powers of sacrifice and loss. So when you look back at this white pool, the idea of sacrificing comes to mind.
So we relay that back to Beth and Bob. Do you guys have something that you'd be willing to sacrifice to this? The more meaningful, the better, but I don't expect you to drown your dog, so that just expectation.
Yeah, like I'm not sacrificing my fox.
And I know we're not sacrificing the phoenix egg, because that's sweet.
Toss one of those skulls you guys are going on and on about all the time.
Those skulls are too valuable. I would save the skull over your dog. No offense, Bob's dog.
Seth is gonna take his dagger and, well, what about the old school method? And he'll do a little cup in his hand and hold his hand out over the pool and drip some drops of blood in there.
You take 10 HP of damage.
Okay.
Anything happened?
I got hurt.
Well, that's the extent of it, huh? All right. I'm going to... I have some dragon's blood.
But is that really a sacrifice?
I mean, if I'm sacrificing something valuable.
I'll make a sacrifice. And I walk over and I say, do you guys really think this is going to work? Because
You're just
about to
paying
do
off
it to
the
him.
statue then.
So I shouldn't do it?
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, I was going to make a sacrifice.
We don't know what to do. Let's guess. I can tell you it's going to work, though. That's part of the reason why we're all so skittish about putting in something actually good.
All right. Well, I'm not going to be skittish. I'm going to say it. I think this is what we need to do to progress forward. And I'm going to take my Warhammer of Warning.
Oh,
And I'm going to say, I would only do this if it was absolutely necessary. Then I drop it in and offer it up.
damn.
Just as you drop it in, this magical item, the room comes to, you realize that the statue of the warrior and the statue of the priest, as you look up, they had different, their beliefs were clearly different, but they sacrificed their beliefs to survive, essentially. They forgave each other. They got over their beliefs, so they're self-sacrificing their own beliefs, their own, what they grew up knowing, to come to peace. And your sacrifice of this item, this powerful item, as you watch it slowly disintegrate into this milky substance, unlocks a little chest. Not a little chest, like a trinket collapses, comes out of nowhere, falls on the floor. And in it is a item for you, man. The White Sigil of Witness.
Of Witness?
Yeah. It's a homebrew item. And this will allow you to detect lies when you are attuned to it. So if you are not attuned to it,
Okay.
and you'll be able to see through illusions. So essentially it's like, you essentially have a lower powerful true sight.
Okay, but I need attunement. Okay.
Another powerful mechanic of this item is that it will be able to give you echoes of past events tied to the location or creature that used to be in that particular room, or in a room that you're in. And you can replay that moment in that room. So if you're in this room and you want to use that mechanic, you can hold on to it and replay that memory for up to 24 hours in great detail.
Okay.
And they come out as ghostly projections. That will require attunement, but that's what you get.
Got it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Still didn't solve the puzzle, though, did we?
No, because all it cares about is how much you pay it from outside the room. You feed it some more money and gold and items. See if it'll make this religion happy.
How about this? I walk up and I kind of look back at the party like I'm not really sure this is the right idea. But I take my Wand of Wonder from earlier.
It immediately disintegrates. And you have a flash, Booterbot. You know who the keeper of the White Skull is. You know that it's in the tomb of the king, but you also know that this is guarded by the same being that you fought outside on the staircase's top.
Did we ever fight that guy, or did Turing just sacrifice him?
Turgan sacrificed himself, ending the encounter, which was the point. Each of these rooms, in order to get to him, will give you the ability to understand this. There's no key that you get. You just sort of know the way now. And the way is to interact and pass the tests of the temple. Just as the staircase was testing you as it goes up, the White Skull also tests you in every aspect of this temple.
Okay.
And you get a cool point.
Yeah, thank you.
This room, as the Wand of Wonder disintegrates, the milky substance begins to drain and dissolve.
Is there anything? Does it uncover anything at the bottom of the basin?
Roll me a perception check.
I think I know what to do now.
Shoot, give me an Arcana check.
Okay. It is a 21 again.
I'm happy I'm using all your 21s. The magical properties that you felt, you do not feel them anymore.
I don't really know what the point of draining the fountain was, but it seems to me like the magic has left this room. So we have finished it? There are other doors in this entryway, aren't there?
Yes.
Yeah, there.
Back at the main room, but not in this room, right?
Yeah. I feel like we should
Real quick as we're leaving, I guess I'll look in the mirror and I look not at my reflection, but at the reflection of the warrior and the priest and the basin as well. Go ahead. Do they look the same?
Do they look the same? Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
All you see is your reflection of your sacrifice, your family, or the loved ones you left.
Okay. And then as I'm passing back by the statues, I kind of tug on both of their... Actually, there's 3 weapons, right? There's an axe, a sword, and a mace.
Yeah.
And I think we did it. Of course,
Yeah, we solved it.
I think we solved it. We can go to the next.
As you walk in, the ghost is going to say, "Oh, that was a fun one, wasn't it?"
Which door do you guys like? Then let's just go down the list.
It's not worth trying to figure out what's behind the doors before we open them, right?
Probably not.
Probably not, right? We should just start opening doors.
We have to go in them all anyway, so.
Yeah, as we do in the
Go
room.
forward and turn the knob, and we'll push it open.
This door does not open. This door is the door that you cannot make out the color, nor does it have any definitive color or anything to it. When you touch it, it's cold.
It was probably the last door.
This one, Booterbot, this one has a black handle on it. And its skull is shiny black on the door. As you open, the stone feels dark, or it feels wet. And as you open, the moisture and cool air comes from within it. And you walk through this, there's a hallway. And hanging from the ceiling of this hallway, there are chains in looping shapes that resemble knotwork. But every knot is a noose. There are hundreds of names carved into the walls, and each name is gouged through, as if the wall itself was punished for remembering. The black skull above, which is in the ceiling, depicted in the ceiling, and also above the doorway up front, seems to suck the light from the other end. So the entranceway, it seems to be sucking the light towards it in some radiating or deradiating way. And as you walk through, Booterbot, the chains are hanging. So what do you do? And they're like hanging down to your knee area.
While I'm still mostly in the doorway, like I approach like the first chain, like the closest to the exit, and I just grab it and I yank on it.
You hear screaming in your mind. You hear whispering voices and as this chain, you get a little bit of a shock. You look around the room and you're reading names, Ebenezer, and you look around these rooms and these names feel like they're old, and some of them are sacred, some of them are not, some of them are innocent, some of them are guilty. These names get a feeling of dark presence in the room, and you're going to take 7 psychic damage.
Thanks a
The
lot.
chain feels...
It sounds like what happened to my grandfather Bornwall.
So every white
So-
box here will have a chain hanging through it.
I'm going to now walk up to a different chain and just brush against it gently.
It sort of wraps around you, entangling you, and it's caught you. And as you brushed up against it, it wraps a noose around your hand, and you feel stuck.
Okay.
So it sort of grabs.
So I turn back to them and I say, the chains are a problem.
The nooses.
Yeah, they look like they're metal, but they have a feeling and texture, as Booterbot just learned, that they're heavier than iron. Some sort of old, dark heavy, dense iron or metal.
So first off, can I just roll like a Constitution or a Strength saving throw to try and get out?
Yeah.
Said she. Which one? Yeah, it's right up front. I was
Yeah.
trying to figure out what the chains did, and the answer is they wrap around you. How far is it between the chains? Like, can you walk through them without hitting them? Or
You
no?
could. You'd have to do either like athletics or dex. Try to
Okay.
crawl underneath. Again, they're knee high or they're floating from the ceiling 2 feet off the ground.
My strength save was a 7, so that's not gonna help.
It looks as if the light's being sucked towards there's a skull on the back door, glistening almost like a polished metal, and all of the light from behind you seems to be like focused in on it and being sucked towards it. That some sort of powers of that skull is sucking the light from it. So as you get further in, the darker it becomes in that room.
Well, everyone can still see me in the front of the room.
Oh yeah.
I'm stuck here, like,
Did it?
and I'm just like, all right, guys, well, I can't get out of the. It did just like force my way out.
Is it a
Look-
chain that's holding him? Like one chain from the ceiling that comes down and it's wrapping him up?
Yeah.
I will fire a couple Eldritch Blasts at the chain above Booterbot's head, trying to break it.
Nice choice.
I get how many? Get 3 of these. So let's do this. 1, 2. That's a better roll. 25. A 25 and a 23. Yeah, 25. Yeah,
Damage.
and
Well, those are
19
pendants.
total damage.
Yeah. So the chain
those two.
just falls to the floor. Booterbot, you have a noose tied around your hand of black chain.
You okay, Booterbot?
I mean, I'm fine. It's just kind of annoying.
Me too. All right. So Booter's out of the chain, but he's still got the chain around him, like just like as a bracelet.
I mean, that looks kind of cool. I'll roll.
I can step into the room and use my dark vision to try to see the end, and also the ceiling to see if I can see where the chains are, if they're attached to anything up there.
The chains are attached to hooks at the ceiling.
Okay. And then can I see the end at 60 feet?
Yeah, you can see to the end of the hallway. Yeah, there's a door with a shining black skull in the frame.
I'm gonna try to walk down there.
Give me what do you want to do? Athletics or dexterity?
Yeah. I'm just gonna do like cartwheels, like because all that makes me
Safer.
We all know that cartwheel is the ultimate stealth.
because I'm like turning my body sideways, so I have like a slimmer profile in a cartwheel. So I start cartwheeling down.
Up to you. It's dexterity.
Go. You're warming up, limbering up. I'm going to touch you on the shoulder and give you guidance.
What's that
Just-
give me again?
You can roll a d4 and add it to your.
Okay.
Just don't trip.
What was your roll?
All right, my first one was a 20, and I'll add.
I'll give you 20. 20 is
I'm
perfect. Yeah, you get all the way to the other end. I'll give you that. You're able to cartwheel your way.
I've redeemed myself.
Yeah. And as you get to the other end, this door that you're looking at, it has written in it in old language. It says, confess 3 times in an old version of Common that you guys would all be somewhat familiar with.
I turn around and yell towards the end of the hallway, "Hey guys, it's telling you have to confess."
What did you confess, Arky?
I'm the one. Let's get the questions here. It's telling you.
Well, no, it wants. My guess is it wants 3 confessions. Do we need to be? I mean, one of the questions is, do we need to be close to it in order to give the confession?
You tell me and I'll relay it.
Relay it? I mean, that kind of works.
I mean,
Okay.
is it really Arky's confession if he's relaying it?
I think the idea is we need 3 confessions. And the thing I'm trying to avoid is having to walk through the chain.
You're welcome.
To give the confession.
You're welcome to try.
I'm not going to make it. My roll is going to be like +0 or +1.
So just go ahead and do it.
Okay, let's try this out. I'll give you a confession, Arky. I'll just play off of what I talked about before. I confessed that when I killed the animals for Devo, the person who helped me, I actually did so with a little bit of joy because I knew that she wasn't as focused on the animals. She would have more time to spend with me.
I'll turn around and say, hey, that robot at the end of the hallway just confessed to enjoying snuff films.
I'll give you a cool point for that, but as you say that, Arky, you realize that this black skull, the white skull room in the white skull, it's testing you, rewarding you on succeeding. And just as you say that to this thing and nothing happens, you get like a cold feeling that perhaps the black skull is something a little bit different and opposite, where it's sort of trying to trick you and not reward you. As you look again, confess, 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 perhaps those words are meaningless. And the door in front of you has a handle on it and a black skull shimmering. And that sort of leads you're away from your team. Now you feel a little bit lonesome. That revelation shocked you.
No, but I think there's a handle on this door. I took to turn the handle.
The door opens and it creaks open, revealing a larger room.
My confession, the door was open the whole time.
So I just admitted to everyone something really fucked up for no reason.
Did I not already warn you in the last room not to trust this damn place? All they want is to take. It's like every other religion.
In this room, you get a stench. It stinks. There is a massive pile of rotting flesh sitting in the corner. Just from your passive perception, you can see liquid just oozing down it, decomposing corpses.
What happened to the chains? Are the chains still?
They're still there.
So that chain that's down, what happens if I swing that chain into another one?
The chains will...
Yes.
The chain moves a little bit.
It doesn't trigger on anything?
No.
I think we figured it out. Booter, you hold one end of the chain, I'll hold the other. And I'll take my pip cane of warning and push it out from the middle. So we have this little barrier. We're just gonna walk along the wall and pushing the chains out with the other chain as we walk along.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay.
That's one of the smartest puzzle solves that we've even long. That was great. Sneak through and get to the other side.
So you're able to push the chains aside, essentially, as you're walking. And as you pass by, they swing. But Matt, give me a dex save, just because they're going to be swinging right next to you.
That would be 18.
You stumble a little bit, catch yourself, and as they slide past you and go back into their normal positions, you just feel the cold, wet moisture in the air blowing up against you, but you do not get hit. This room stinks, and this large pile of decomposing corpse is sitting there, and off to the right, you see a little chest.
There's Matt's character. Matt, he's still at the front.
He's behind you.
No, I'm with you guys.
I'm gonna go over to the pile of corpses and I'm gonna investigate that.
I'm gonna have a firebolt ready to fire off if anything dangerous moves in that pile.
Anyway, I rolled a team
For
investigation.
as you're looking at the rotting corpse,
Yeah.
what are you trying to find? Just what it is? Like what's it composed of?
I'm looking for reasons to think that this is a threat to
And what'd you get?
18.
It looks like a fresh kill. And as you look through it, you can't really find... It's such a large pile of rotting corpse that you get the feeling like this is one massive being that was killed here, not a multitude of smaller ones.
I turned to the party and I say, this kill's fresh. which makes no sense because how would you get a beast this large into this room in the first place?
Is it one beast or several?
It looks like one beast to me.
One massive rotting beast, it looks like.
Stag is going to pick up a bone or a chunk of something and mage hand throw it at the chest.
Dink.
Not a mimic. Good. With his pimp can of warning, he'll push the lid the rest of the way open.
Inside it, you see this sigil, just like that of the white room, but this one is colored black.
Nothing else in the chest? It's empty otherwise?
No, empty.
I'll pick up the black sigil.
Everyone roll initiative. As you grab this thing and hold it, Booterbot, first off, you get a feeling like that thing belongs to you. This, around the room, it starts to vibrate and the liquid begins to churn. And as you turn over, Booterbot, this massive rotting pile of corpse begins to stand up and lift up off the floor. And it is indeed a zombie dragon.
Do I get my held firebolt off? Is this something dangerous?
Yeah.
There's two things, though. It can't be a zombie and a dragon.
And as he says that, he get the firebolt right in his face.
Yeah. Who goes here and just tries to steal from Dracolat? And yeah, everyone's going to have to roll initiative.
8.
I got a 23.
Do you want to
And-
tell me what... Oh, sorry.
And my held firebolt hit for a 28 to hit for 19 points of fire damage.
Ah! Again, who goes there?
It's a great way to start things off. Spencer,
Yes.
will I know what the sigil does before the fight? What's better for you? It doesn't affect the fight, then you can do that after.
It has a dark power to it, Booterbot. But you know, just like the other one, you might have to spend some time attuning to it.
All right.
And then we're waiting for, so Seth, you got a 23, Zombies 20, Bob, Booter, and Arky. For Arky's Constitution roll.
He rolled a
Yeah.
10.
Okay. All right,
He goes ahead of me.
Seth, you shot it, and it hit it, angering it.
We are the heroes of the skulls, and Seth pulls out his lute and begins to play. And he is going to, for his action, begin to perform a counter charm. So, as an action, you can perform until the end of your next turn. And during that time, you and any friendly creature within 30 feet of you that can hear you get advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed. So I'm going to start to wander a little closer in between all of us, sort of split the difference.
Nice.
And as I start playing, I'm going to look over at Bob, point to you, help me out here, my friend. And I'll continue playing. I'll give Bob a Bardic Inspiration for my bonus action. And I will counter charm for my main action. And as I'm playing, I'll say, we are the heroes of the skulls. We came from Skull Island on our great quest around the world. We're in this place to find another. We will defeat Doomhand. I'll keep playing. That's my turn.
The man's going to confess. The dragon is going to move toward attack the other people. He's going to attack you with a multi-attack. 1 bite and 1 claw.
And as a reaction, I'm going to use my guardian shield.
He is going to attack you with a 13 bite.
13 does not hit.
And then he's going to slash you with his claws. That one's definitely going to hit. 29? Does 29 hit you?
Yes, my armor class is 20. So 29 hit.
So that's 11 slashing damage to you.
Hit.
And it is Bob's turn.
All right, then I am going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Great.
15-foot duration. I designate my compatriots to be unaffected by it. Speed is halved. I'll move forward with it. I hit him with the Beyblade. And I move so I'm on the edge of 15 feet with the zombie dragon already. And he'll have to take a wisdom saving throw.
That is a 15.
That's a fail. So he's going to take 3d8 once.
Wow.
It's actually 5d8 because it's at level 5.
Okay. He's going to take a legendary action and swipe at you, Bob, with his tail. And that's going to be...
As my bonus action, I'm going to try and shove him away from me. Now that he's
okay.
big.
He's huge. You can try. Not flying, but you can try.
19.
He does not move. A massive object. He is now going to do his tail swipe at you, and he's going to hit you for a 15 to hit.
Does not hit.
It misses, just misses. Now it is Bob's turn.
All right, I'm gonna backflip as far back from him as possible. Open up space between him and I. I'm going to attack with her one. Yeah, so I'm gonna use the oath bow and make this guy my sworn enemy for this fight, which gives me I have advantage on the roll. It's a roll range attack roll. No disadvantage to the long range, and if it hits, it takes an extra 3d6 piercing damage.
So what'd you roll?
A 15.
That hits. So 5 damage.
Yeah, but then because I have Colossus right here, if the creature is missing any of his HP,
Which he is.
of an extra, that's 6.
Confess.
And I have 2 actions, right?
You can attack, and then you have a bonus action if you... Or I think you have.
And I have
You have 2
I have-
shots for your attack.
Yeah.
part of attack action instead of a bonus action. This extra attack can be used.
You can attack twice,
Yeah, on your
so you can
take
do
2
that.
shots.
Yeah, you can roll again.
Can I roll?
That definitely hits him.
11.
Wow. Okay.
I think the Colossus Slayer was just once. Yeah. And then, was it? The Colossus, this Oath Bow says if the attack's hit, it takes an extra 3d6. But on my.
And
Yeah, you just roll 3d6. That little red button.
The longbow attack? Yeah. Which is the 1d8. Yeah, okay. So I should have rolled the other one. But, yeah, it's fine. I'll do it on this one. But with it. 3d6.
Where's the roll for that?
Right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Another 11.
Another 11. Okay. Come on, confess. All right. Booter, you're up.
I am going to face this guy, and I'm going to say, "Who do you think you are, Dara?" And then I'm going to punch him with my Thunder Gauntlet, which was a really fun 13.
Yeah, it does not hit him.
All right, we're going to try again, and this one is a 27. That hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, and I deal a whopping 6 damage, but they had disadvantage attacking anyone else.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my turn.
He is
Or I guess I'll
going,
use my bonus action to give myself another shield.
he's going to say something to Booterbot as he say, "I sense the darkness in you." He's going to jump up and start flying. He is going to be 40 feet, 30 feet in the air now, flying. And he is going to say, "Nevertheless, you might be dark on the inside, but let's see what colors you are on the outside as well."
is this a legendary actor?
He is going to fly up, aim down, and attack. And it's going to hit you guys. There's a 30-foot cone.
That's a nice tech there with the tilted dragon.
Yeah, right? Thank you, Tabletop.
He's 40 feet up.
He is 30 feet in the air, and there's a 30-foot cone shoots out from his face like that. So I would say Arky, everyone but Arky is going to give me a Constitution save. 18 you have to beat.
I got a 30, so doing okay.
I am going to use my favorite by the gods.
25.
Roll this.
Is that the one that you?
So that's a 22, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that one as much.
Okay.
No, I got a 30.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you guys all pass. So you're going to take half of this damage, which is going to be necrotic damage. And wow. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 4, 8. And then I got to do that 3. Nice. 13. No, sorry. 16, 20, 22 necrotic damage. So that, yeah, 11 necrotic damage to each of you. A creature that fails a saving throw has its hit points max reduced by amount equal to the necrotic damage taken.
Well, we're good.
Yeah, no one fell.
Yeah, no one failed. And wow, if you get reduced by this breath, you just die. There's no rolls. Okay, that's his turn.
Well, take some damage there or make a wisdom saving throw, my friend.
Because
Was that his turn or is a legendary action?
that was his breath.
Yeah, no.
Yes, but was it his legendary action or on his turn?
His legendary action comes back at the start of its turn, but his legendary action is an attack.
So was that his turn?
That was his turn.
All right, yeah, so make a wisdom saving throw.
Why does he have to make a wisdom saving throw?
I got my spirit guardians flying around.
Isn't it's Bob's turn?
Oh, now I'm pissed off.
Yeah, let's
'Cause
try.
this. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna cast Moonbeam.
Yeah.
Now I'm mad. I cast Moonbeam, which is a 40-foot high cylinder centered on the point within my range, and when it appears, each creature makes a Constitution saving throw. So he'll have to do that.
So you shoot Moonbeam at him,
Yes, I blast him with a Moonbeam.
and he's got to do a con save now.
This is uncontrollable light power.
That's hilarious.
You will take.
So it's like,
He will take 18 damage.
okay,
And then, just because I'm angry again, I'm going to try and shove him one more time.
he's flying in the air. He's 30 feet in the air.
Yeah. And I'd like to roll more.
Well, you can roll for that. You push into the air as if you're really angry. Yeah, Brian.
Sorry, I was muted.
Yeah, what did we miss?
And do I have to do a bonus action at the end, or
You can do it whenever.
I want to do cast Hunter's Mark just to see if he's got any weaknesses. I think it does. I don't know.
You can cast it twice without using it in a spell slot. And you get it. First off, it does one. This mark does 1d6 damage, so it was 2 damage.
But then when a creature is marked by Hunter's Mark, you know whether it has any immunities, resistances, vulnerabilities.
He has poison and necrotic immunities, and he has, that's his damage immunities, his condition immunities or poison. He does not have any vulnerabilities, and that's fitting because he's already sort of dead.
Really ground. I'm ready my second arrow.
That hits.
It does 8. I'm at 3d6, right?
Yeah.
8 plus 12, so 20. And then
You also picked the
So,
fuzzy pink dice.
How
I'll
much
play
damage is it
something
there?
else.
It did 8 damage,
how far, and then I get another 1d8 because I have crosses.
so it was 8 damage total.
25.
24. Wow.
And he's slowed.
He's slowed down.
He's slowed, so every time I hit. But now he can't get down.
Okay. Well, because of that, he can't do his. He's not gonna be able to do his. He can't do his legendary action this turn. He's slowed.
Nice.
Booter, you're up.
All right.
He's
yeah.
30 feet in the air.
All right. I'll do just a level 3 lightning bolt, and I got 21 damage. dex save of 17 to save and take half.
Okay, so he has to do a dex save.
Yep.
He passes. No, he fails. 14.
All right, so how much damage did I did 21 damage to this guy.
Okay. Confess.
And I will move so that I am within 5 feet or yard or both meters of Bob and hopefully Stag.
Okay. Okay.
And that's my turn.
Seth, you're up.
Seth Hartley is your turn.
He's gonna Eldritch Blast 3 times. 1. This rolls. 2. I'll tell you how much damage he gets. It's a lot. And some good ones. I hit on all 3 of them.
Oh boy.
Rolled 2 19s and a natural 20. So the total damage is, what's that? 12, 16 plus 6, 22 points of force damage total.
Bits and pieces of this guy's body are starting to fall from the sky.
Bonus action, Bardic Inspiration to Booter, and I'm running out of the room. Or 30 feet towards the door, and that's my turn.
He is going to fly down towards Seth, towards Booterbot and Bob. He's going to get within, he can only fly 20 feet, so he's 10 feet away from you guys, as close as possible. Bob, he's entering your things. You have to do a roll on that.
He sure does. He has to do a Constitution save.
How does a 17?
That is a tie.
Meets it, beats it.
Wait, he still takes damage though.
Okay.
17. It's halved.
Wow.
Damn, that was a good roll.
Wow. So it's half 17? Or is it 30?
No, it was 34.
Wow.
And he won't have to do it at the end. It's only once per turn.
He's looking beat up and hurt. He is going to attack you with everything he has. Bob, he's going to attack you with a bite, and that is a 22 to hit. He's also going to attack you with his claws. He won't attack with the claw, so he's sort of a deformed douche. And that is a 17 to hit.
17 misses, 22 holds.
Okay, 22. So 2d10 plus 6. So that's 3. That's 11. And 15 slashing damage to you, or piercing damage to you. The living creature that gets attacked by the bite must make a Constitution saving throw. 18.
That is an 11.
You failed that, and you are going to take 3d8 more necrotic damage, which is 8 necrotic damage. And as you take that damage, the bite pierces your skin, and you feel something enter your stream almost immediately. Something itches in your body and starts pumping through your body, and you're going to contract zombie necrosis disease. Bob's turn.
Well, before that, I'm going to use my sentinel attack on the dragon, and I will use tranquility on it. I'm gonna swing, and I got a 14 to hit, so probably misses.
A 14 to hit misses.
Next up, that's Bob.
You do have your Bardic Inspiration, Booter.
Oh, actually,
It is a
Wait a
D10.
minute. It is a D10. Yeah, I mean, sure, let's use the Bardic Inspiration. I'll add the D10. 14 is pretty close. My D10 gave me +1. Does a 15 hit?
Yes, beats it.
Oh, it does. Wow. All right, well, yeah, so I'm going to deal damage to it, which is with 3d6s on top of that. So that is 4 plus 13, 17.
The corpse that's flying above you collapses down to the ground into the same big pile of rotting flesh.
What should we do about this rotting flesh now?
And he has undead fortitude. If the damage reduces the zombie dragon to 0 hit points, it must make a Constitution saving throw of a DC of 5 plus the damage taken. How much damage was that?
It was 17.
0.2. And that does not do it. He could come back as with 1 damage to it, but he is dead.
So, as I'm standing there over him, Tranquility absorbs his essence and
Necrotic
gains plus
damage.
1d6 necrotic damage, yeah.
Matt,
Yeah.
you were bitten horribly by the zombie dragon. You have caught essentially the zombie plague disease, zombie rot.
How do I...
So Matt has zombie rot, which means that every day his hit point total will go down by 1d6 per day until he is cured of it.
Max hit points or just
His max
general
hit points. If he dies, 1d4 hours later, he comes back as a zombie under my control.
But how do I heal it?
There are certain people in the world that are trying to figure this out.
Seth will tell you there's a doctor in Trigarth who was studying this exact research. He was talking about shrinking people down and going inside the body to try and find the cure.
Dr. Cardigan.
Yep.
There's a doctor in Trigard that is focused on that, trying to combat Doomhands, turning the people of the death into zombies. When you guys entered, there was that fight with the zombies. And because of that, ever since then, the King Lololo had put his team of experts and scientists on trying to cure the plague. And Cardigan had a idea that the main cell in the body, there's some sort of alpha disease cell that if attacked solely and defeated could potentially reverse the curse. And that's what you guys had picked up from that conversation that you overheard him talking and then actually engaged in the conversation with him. So that's the information that I guess the group would have had about the disease. But Matt, on your long rests up until you get cured or whatever, you'll just take 1d6 off your maximum hit points, which shouldn't be that bad, I don't think.
No, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
I turned my brethren.
Yeah.
But I can, before every long rest, I can just restore my maximum hit points. So don't worry about it, guys.
I mean, that's really negligible. I thought he, like slowly kill you and you'd have to remember.
You will slowly, every long rest, you'll roll a Constitution save for me, and you'll get more and more roleplay wise bloodthirsty for flesh. And there will be
I
benefits.
like
to
that. That
you
sounds
get.
good. Yeah,
Booterbot, you have this dark sigil. The Black Sigil of Witness,
Yes.
similar to the white one. You can perform memory theft. You can target a creature's mind and steal a memory from them, and you can sort of use it to trick others. So you can sort of implant a fake truth into their mind. You can steal a memory from them.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so that's perfect, because the white skull should be a revealer and the black one is more of control. The room seems quiet to you. What do you guys want to do?
Stag is gonna grab the rope and prepare the bubble.
Prepare the... Yeah, let's go to the next room.
Flares.
Are we all good with that?
Yeah, roll me a... Who's going last?
My dexterity sucks. I'd rather not go last.
Not it.
I guess I'll go last then.
Give me a dex save.
14.
You pass. You're fine. They swing past you. One almost touches you, but you get by it. As you're walking, you see Brian's ass.
Like Ned
Attention.
Flanders from The Simpsons. He was wearing nothing at all.
And because of your zombie, you just sort of get a little hungrier. The ghost is missing at this point in time. You look around the room, he's not there to offer you any sort of guidance. But there is a red door, there's a blue door, and there is a gray door.
And the no-name door, right?
And the no-name door that could not be opened.
What color's the next one in our loop?
Gray.
Gray?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's open up this gray door. What's the worst that could be inside of here?
2 zombie gun.
So how much worse than zombie dragon could it be?
As you open, there's another long hallway. It's filled with gray mist that refuses to settle. In the center of this hallway is an hourglass, floating, taller than a person. Empty, yet you can hear sand falling inside of it. Around the walls, reliefs show skulls aging, smooth bone to cracked bone to dust. The gray skull, painted above the wall on the walls, up on the ceiling. The arches, as it bends down towards the walls, do not glow. It's sort of like a dull representation of the gray skull, but still, it's there.
What doesn't grow?
It doesn't. Yeah, there's nothing special about this. A special looking like drawing of the skull. Just looks like a blank depiction of the skull, unlike the other ones.
How big is that hourglass?
It is taller than a person.
And it's freestanding on its own? It's floating? Is sand currently draining?
You can hear it, but you can't
It
see
seems empty. Yeah.
but you can hear it, so it's not empty.
Step back, and I'll mage hand into the room and try and rotate the hourglass upside down.
The hourglass, as you flip it, you hear footprints on the ground on the floor and echoes behind you. Everyone looks around.
And there's a door at the other end. Maybe it's like the last one, just open. Slowly walk in.
As you walk in, every time that your footsteps sounded normal as you walked, right before you entered, but as you walked in, your footsteps seemed to appear. Hear them before your feet land.
Is there any impedance to us walking to the far end of the room?
No.
Stag will slowly walk to the far end of the room.
Okay.
Stag will attempt to open the door.
This door is completely made out of eyes, and they seem to be blinking at you.
Oh, you like to watch, do you? Stag will quickly look over his shoulder and then flash the door and cover up.
The door has eyes on it.
It's just all the eyes are blinking slowly, some fast, some just staring.
How many eyes are on this door?
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
There are, how many eyes would fit? 100 eyes on the door.
I know a song about 100 bottles on a wall. I know about a song about 100 eyes on a door. So I will start singing 100 eyes on a door. Poke one out. It closes its lid. 99 eyes on the door watching you. But he doesn't actually poke it, but he thinks it. Are you all coming?
I'll meander down, join you.
Oh yeah, there's all these eyes just watching, judging.
Is there a handle or anything on the door?
No, just eyeballs blinking.
Can I push the door open?
Seems to be heavily shut. You guys can all see passive perception that there's writing on the wall in... Matt, what are the languages that you read?
Just common goblin and Underdark.
In Underdark, perfect. It says, reality is merely an illusion.
Okay.
Oh, so you just walk through it.
Yeah.
The stag is gonna attempt the door as if it's not there.
That's hilarious. But you walk through.
It worked.
And as you enter, reality around you is going to change.
I don't think that was gonna work.
You are in what looks like to be a very, very dark. The landscape around you sort of dims and comes to light a little bit. And you are in like a dark cave. And it's very dark down in there. And the room around you is cold. It feels like there's shadows watching you, looking at you. You feel like you're being watched. And Matt, you have tingles on your body. Your hair sort of sticks up. And you know that you are a gray sort of, something's calling towards you in this room, similar to the other ones. If perhaps you're the gray being, but
You have a tingly in your loins.
yeah, you're
I
going
like
to
that one.
hear this voice. It's going to be familiar to. Ooh, I don't think anyone here. He's going to say to you, "Oh, what do we have here exactly?"
He's saying that just to me?
He's to everyone in the room.
Oh,
Just a voice. You're almost in darkness.
dark, like just pitch black.
Yeah. I want to light it on fire and shoot it straight up at them.
As soon as you shoot the arrow 5 foot in front of you, it disappears into the darkness. The darkness is like it's like almost like a black hole type of darkness where any light sort of just gets snuffed out.
So my dancing lights would dim out as well.
5 feet, I'll give you.
So we have candles around us for right now. And who are you? Darkness.
Wow. I've got to go way back. My name, it depends on what reality we are in. My reality is different than yours. I've seen you before, I think. Perhaps not. But what's the beholder's name? Matt, you should know this.
I can look back in my notes. I do not know it off the top of my head. Because I have character-specific notes, and this is before Bob.
This is
My
where we learned
name
about
It's
Nightmare.
Marigold Dog's Body. But you might remember me as Dog's Body.
Oh, of course, dogs.
You'll never find my power. You'll never get to it. The realities are all different down here.
If you're in a different reality, why do we care about you? If you're not in our reality, you don't exist.
Each of you start to see the room change and have flashes, different realities. Now, so you guys see a flash and on a battlefield, and there's a man on a horse, and he's yelling almost a speech to his fellow fighters. And he says, "Yes, I've heard. Kills men by the thousands. And if you were here, he'd consume the English with fireballs from his eyes and bolts of lightnings from his arse. I am William Wallace."
Or
You're going to see this robot-looking Warforged, and it's going to say, "Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law." That's a RoboCop quote.
yeah.
These images are just, you can't really understand them or are flashing before you. And there's one more. You're going to see a young Indian-looking kid, and he's going to be saying to his horse, it's the horse, and he sinking into mud. He's going to say, "Never give up, don't give up." And the room is then going to fade to black again, to darkness. And the room is just going to stay dark. And as you guys enter and walk forward, one of these areas is going to light up a little bit, so you can see something in it. And there's a floating eyeball in the middle of this room, or the middle of this portion of the room. Darkness all around. You're still in darkness, but you can hear something ahead of you swirling. Bob, you're in the front of the group, and you can hear this swirling noise.
I cautiously move toward it.
As you walk towards it, the darkness fades away. And like a 20-foot by 20-foot square of this room, in the center of it is a circular eye rotating, spinning.
Okay. It's just an eye spinning. There's nothing else like around there. No pedestal, not contraption.
Around this, on the other sides of the, past the perimeter, is just other areas of darkness.
All right. I'm going to move to another area of another 20 by 20 square. Avoid the eye for now.
Okay. The other people in the room also hear the same noise.
I can't make out anything in the other parts of the room.
There's darkness. No, nothing. There's
I don't poke the eye. I whistle for rest of the crew. Well, they can hear the noise, too. So I say, come check this out.
All right. We should stick together in this darkness.
Well,
If we lose each other,
I'll follow Arky.
You follow me?
Yeah.
I don't know my plan.
You guys want to do anything with this eyeball that's spinning around really fast?
Poke it.
oh my god. Okay. You're poking it right in the center.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I might as well try to do that.
Okay, this could be horrible. Roll.
And
Yeah, well, first off, roll me a 1d10 on the standard beholder eye-ray tables.
God damn it, Chris. An 8.
I'll let you roll it.
do I need to roll?
Petrification roll. Roll me, so you're standing next to it. Booterbot, you also need to roll me this.
Am I rolling 1d10 or only 1?
No, you're rolling me a dex save.
why steps?
Because this eyeball opens up and a ray shoots out to the power of the beholder.
Just for you.
And a petrification ray shoots out at you. You are going to be... Give me a dex save.
17.
That you pass that. You jump out of the way.
3, 4.
You fail and you become petrified. Yeah. No, just for those two. Don't worry. Just for those two, because they're still around. Yeah. And what are the rules for petrification? That's the real question.
Well, typically you need greater restoration in order to undo a petrification.
Yeah.
Like,
Booterbot.
5th
Doesn't
level,
work.
you're a statue.
I think you guys got a greater restoration, no?
I might have a little restoration pad.
Booterbot, you failed and your body begins to turn to stone. You're transformed into a solid statue of stone. And you're just fucking stone statue.
all right.
Now, we will pause here
Probably shouldn't have poked that eye, huh?
for until next time. Booterbot, you'll have some questions to think about. Now, your body is transformed into stone. The heroes around you can figure out how to...
Who's already metal?
Does that mean that I'm rock hard right now?
The man died rock hard.
And went out doing what he loved.
Matt killed Booterbot.
No. Chris told me to poke it.
Free will.
No, I don't. You're still my captain.
You are immune to poison.
That's
You might be a stone statue.
poison.
You
Wait,
also
also-
fail all strength and dex saves.
Oh, we better get some of this diamond dust.
Yeah, it's up to you. So Booterbot, you're, for all intents and purposes, you are a solid statue. You're unaware of your surroundings. You're incapacitated. Can't move. Attacks against you have advantage.
Don't worry, I can animate a statue.
You have resistance to all damage.
Am I about to become like Chris's puppet statue right now?
So Booterbot, luckily for you, we are in a reality room. We can figure out how to role play this. If you want to keep your character, you are completely. It's up to you. I think your character might have just died
I think that we should try
to save him.
They should try to save him, and we'll see how it goes.
Don't even worry.
Like Chris can animate me means that they can move me, which means that at least I can like
Yeah.
let's figure out what's next. You know, if the big bad evil, the big bad evil guy like destroys the statue, then like that GG.
But he's
Yeah,
not
let's
dead,
just-
right?
Not dead. I'm just petrified.
He's petrified until he is saved.
What I will say is I'll get the backup character.
Yeah. Well, you can also play a backup character and try to save your character. And if it gets too boring and cumbersome, you can just say, fuck it, let's loot this bitch. It's up to you.
Roll high and subscribe.